I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm hoping that all of you are ready for the appraisal that is coming up, isn't it? Uh, if you are in a US multinational, I'm sure you know the appraisal cycle is Jan to December, so you're done with your appraisals. I'm sure you must have got the results as well. Whereas if in Indian system, you must be waiting for the Feb March where your appraisal will start, and you'll get the result by April, May, June, July, whatever is the date or the cycle that the company follows. I thought I'd just share with you the 7 stages of developing the high paying career because these are really important. I wanted to give you this gift to understand and about how do you develop your career in the right way. And there are 7 stages which I designed and identify basis my 18 years of long experience in my own career where I have moved from being a trainee to an assistant vice president. And also I have done a lot of research and the number of people that I have interviewed and 1,000 plus people by now, and also a lot of experts that I come across in the industry. So coming back to the 7 stages of evolution of a high paying career, let me take you through that one by one. And I hope this helps you. If it helps you, please do share with the others. Don't keep this knowledge only with you. When you share this knowledge with others, when you teach them how to develop their own career, your juniors, your seniors, your colleagues, your peers, or anybody who you come across who is looking to build their career, I think that is when it will be worth, isn't it? So the 7 stages of high paying career, it starts with the first step is its discovery of your career path. Let me tell you this. Many of us, like we have been conditioned for a long time, we only go by the drawn path. That is what our parents have taught, what our seniors have done, what our people around us, like our friends, relatives, and society does, right? That we follow a certain path, and in that path, the discovery doesn't come because we never try to sit down and say that what is that I'm doing today, what I have done in the past, what has brought me here. Okay, and if you follow the same path, are you sure that you will be able to move to the next level? It is highly impossible for somebody to follow the same path and move to the next level, right? So psychologically, if you think, we are conditioned to follow the path which we are habituated to do, right? And that is why this first step is a most critical step of the high paying career elements, and that is the discovery of the career path. And within that discovery, there is also a step called the benchmarking. Why benchmarking? The benchmarking is required to understand where do you stand with respect to the marketplace. Because unless and until you understand where do you stand with respect to the competition, with respect to the market, you are not likely to get something what you deserve, what you will aspire. You will actually compromise on that. The example would be, let's say somebody having a 10 years of experience, he may be deserving a 20 lakh rupees salary, but the problem with him is that he is at 15 lakh rupees and the most he can expect is, let's say, 20%. Okay, so he will say that current market is not good, so let me switch the job so I'll get the 20%. And they'll switch the job after the appraisal so that they get the benefit of the appraisal as well as the increment, and they feel satisfied about themselves saying that, okay, now I've got 30%. But you are basically fundamentally mathematically wrong. The reason is the 10% which you got as an increment, it is the performance of the past 1 year. Please understand this. And the 20%, it is the opportunity for you for the next 1 year. You are actually fooling yourself by dreaming about it that I have actually got the 30%. No, you haven't got anything, in fact, because the 10% increment, what you got, you are not going to receive anything out of it once you leave the company, isn't it? So ultimately, you are only adding into the 20%, but over that 10%, so you will feel that the difference of 2% more instead of what you should have got, isn't it? And if you learn that, okay, what would you get in the market, he would be satisfied in saying that, yes, I will be happy with the 18 lakh rupees and he will accept the job without even understanding that his experience, skills, expertise, and role more than 20 lakh rupees in the market in the location. When you don't know that benchmarking, you are likely to make all the incorrect decisions, isn't it? Then comes to the second stage of career evaluation, that is the designing and the positioning your career. Now, why this is important? Now there is a past which is attached to you based on your experience, skills, domain, functions, industry, locations, and everything that you have currently in front of you. How do you leverage the past in order to move up in the future? Most of the time, people who are searching for the career, they look for the similar skills of what they have achieved as their JD. Please remember that JD is equal to CV plus growth. You cannot have JD is equal to CV. If JD is equal to CV, you are going into a deep trouble over the next few years, right? So don't look for the JD which exactly match your CV. Look for the skills which are matching, but it should give you the growth in terms of the designation, in terms of the quality of work, in terms of the responsibility, in terms of the leadership skills, and everything that you can aspire for. So for that, you need to design your career accordingly. That what next steps should I take for the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years and more. All the successful people in the world actually prepare for at least 10-year plan. Okay, so as a career, you must start planning for your career for at least 10 long years. Okay, now coming to the positioning, many a time what people do as a positioning, I have seen a lot of LinkedIn profile, even the senior people, they what they do is they say actively looking for opportunity in their title. Is it really the right positioning in the market today? It is as good as that you are seeking and so desperate that you want to let the world know that you are seeking an opportunity. It could be your current employer, or the future employer. But does it really make you worth for that position? Absolutely not. So positioning plays a very critical role in getting the right career opportunity rather than getting the any other. The title of actively looking for opportunity, open for opportunity, only shows the desperation in the minds of the recruiters that if the person is desperate, so he would get agree to the lower salary as well. That is where you lose the first principle of negotiation. Never let your position known to the people. Okay, position in terms of your desperation. Okay, and the third stage of this career evaluation is building the net worth of influence. Before 10 to 15 years, there were limited resources, limited reach of social age, limited reach of digital age, and everything. That there was a limited technology as well. So at that point of time, the referral who used to know you, right? Let's say your relative, your friend, your old colleague, your old boss, that would be the vital person for you to get the next job if you don't get anything from the job portals. But imagine that you have a very good network on the social media, like the professional networking sites like LinkedIn, wherein you understand that if I connect to this person of this industry from this domain and this position, once I actually connect human to human rather than sending them the CV with a one liner, I'm looking for the opportunity. Can you pass on my CV to your HR? That's the worst way to connect with somebody. And I get so many such responses in my LinkedIn profile, which I really, really pity about them, but I can't help everyone else, right? So I have to restrict myself to the people who are really open to connect with me as humanly as possible. They are also human, so they want to connect with yourself, engage with you, connect with you emotionally, physically, maybe have a physical face-to-face meeting, and then understand what are your problem areas, what are your strength area, what are your weaknesses, and then take it forward step by step. So that is involved in this entire career building, leverage the network of influence. Then comes the creating a magnetic profile. Many times we actually open our CV after a few years when there is a pain trigger in our system and there is a virus in the system. That virus could be in terms of a lack of increment, lack of promotion, lack of recognition, lack of growth in the company, and lack of let's say the kind of functions that you can do, right? In that case, those viruses trigger you to actually create your profile. And what you really do is you simply download your old CV, make those changes what you have added in last few years, and then pass on to the next level of people. That could be your job portal, upload it everywhere, actually hope, literally hope that everything will be all right, you'll get the job for 10 years of experience, so I can actually get the right. Show it in a way where people understand that what do you stand for, how can you add value to the organization, to the position. That is where your profile will be standout profile rather than you will be among the crowd of thousands and thousands of people. stage in the career evaluation process is the leveraging the authority. Now, you will say that what authority have I got? I'm just a manager or an assistant manager. Let me tell you this, that over 10 years of experience that you have, I'm sure you have achieved certain skills. Okay. The problem with you is that we tend to overlook a lot of good things about us, a lot of achievements that we undermine, the people value it. And when we understand that, how do we position our achievements in the right way? And then you position your authority in the face to face discussion kind of a device, then you will be able to leverage your authority on the subject, domain, function, and industry. For example, if somebody comes with a 15 years of experience in automotive sector and if it goes to IT department, obviously he will not have the right skills to match the IT department position, right? But at the same time, if he is given a consulting position of that function in an IT department, he will bring out the best of that department in the IT domain, correct? So how do you leverage your authority of the experience, expertise, and the skill is what matters the most. Okay. Then comes the pro strategic negotiation. So what happens is our salary negotiation is nothing but the bargain. You give me 10 rupees. No, no, sir, I'll not be able to take 10 rupees. I'll need 15 rupees. Okay, we cannot give you 10 rupees. So let's do one thing. I'll give you 11 and you get agree to it, and we agree to it happily because we are in desperate mode. The strategic negotiations call for the preparation, and I can bet that 95% of you are not even preparing for the negotiation. Okay, we go blank. Someday HR will call after our final interview, and we will get that call and say that, oh, today was an interview, so today is your salary negotiation. Yes, what was your last CTC? Okay, this was it. Okay, we'll be able to give you this. No, 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 I'll not be able to take this. I'm expecting this. Okay, we'll not be able to give that because we don't have a budget. If you want to join this company at this position, we'll be able to give you X amount, and you will say, okay, let me think about it, share me an offer. And after a day or so, because you don't have any other choice, you are going to accept that offer and join that company at the lower salary, only realizing that as per Stanford research, it takes 8 long years to catch up with the salary, right? So you want to be in that position because you don't prepare for it. And that is where the people fail to get that high paying career. People want to just go in the desperation mode without preparing for the negotiation, and then they give in their position easily, right? Then comes the end part of it. Once you join the company or once you get promoted, it is expected to you perform at a certain level. What happens once you get into a system, you become a part of a system. And when you become a part of a system, you think like a system. And when you think like a system, you act like everybody else in the system. And that's where the problem lies. If you really, really want your high paying career, if you really feel that you can make your career a good, then you need to actually take your career to the next level, constantly performing at peak. Okay, and there are certain ways that you need to follow. How do you perform peak? For example, you make a 30, 60, 90 days plan. You engage with the right people at the right time. How do you manage your stakeholders? What is your circle of control? What is your circle of influence? All this matter in your performance as well. And that is where it differentiates the people who are high potential, high performer compared to an average performer, which are almost 80 to 90% of the people. You are too late in the process because you have already passed 1 year of the performance, and that's what we are talking about. Are you prepared for your appraisal? I'm sure you may not have even documented so many things by now which is required in order to put that in the performance cycle. Because when you will prepare, when your boss will trigger you that, okay, are you ready, have you put the input in the performance appraisal system? And then when you will start thinking, oh, I had done this, I had done that. I think I have done this as well. I believe, oh, at that point of time, I had got this award. So you will start recalling the things. How many times we actually forget so many things to put? And how many times we put the things which are relevant? And instead of we write a long paragraph of story which tells nothing about your performance, but only the story. Okay, when you want to get the good appraisal, put the performance which impact the company, which impact the role, which impact the next level, right, which impact the bosses. When you don't put that, your performance cycle will be always an average. Okay, that's the, I mean, secret tip that I'm giving you. So given this, and when you perform consistently at the next level, the performance cycle also becomes your promotion cycle. Many a times people wait for simply 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years for getting the promotion, and still they complain, see, my company is not so good, I'm not getting promoted. I sincerely want to ask this question to that gentleman or lady, that what did you do in this so many years that can actually make you a deserving candidate for the performance or the promotion? And no often than not, you will end up having them as an average person because you're not performing at the next level. We feel that we are performing at the next level, but we feel is our own perception. It is not somebody else's perception. You need to create somebody else's perception and reach that level rather than just performing for the sake of it. Okay. So how do you fast track your performance? That is also something which you need to learn in the process. So if you look back, the 7 starting from the discovery to the promotion cycle, I feel that is the most comprehensive thing that you can achieve in a career. And when you do it on a consistent basis, month over month, year over year, and then take your career to the next level at every given opportunity, that is when you are actually doing justice to your skills, experience, skills, and everything. That is when the growth happens because you ultimately is an average of the 5 people around you, isn't it? And that's what Jim Rohn says, that you are an average of 5 people around you. And if you are surrounding the people who are more or less losers, who are always complaining, cribbing about the things, then it is really, really difficult for you to jump back, right? I hope this small session has helped you to understand those 7 stages of the career. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. God bless you. Bye bye.